And we're back live with Hair Wings and the Passing Show. Checking out a few of the flowers around. As I thought this day was just too beautiful not to share it with all of you all on Substack. And this will be pushed out onto YouTube, of course. All that lovely stuff. But we're going to do a little walking in Washington, D.C., taking in the Passing Show and the very transient nature of spring in Washington, D.C. We're just behind the Woodrow Wilson House and the mansions occupied by formerly Herbert Hoover. The mansion up there was his home when he was Secretary of Commerce, and it's now the Embassy of Myanmar, next door to the home of Jeff Bezos these days, former textile museum. You can see a bit of his chimney there, and the back side of the building, through which his staff must come and go as they use that house for different purposes. Actually, a pair of houses conjoined. Understand when he got it from the textile museum, they gutted it, put in 25 bathrooms. I don't know why, but that's an interesting bit of information, I suppose. You can see contrails from passing jetliners and all these people in motion. I was just reading someone, I forget who, mentioning that adulthood seems to be all about moving things from one surface to another, from place to place, laundry, etc. And if they'd known that was what adulthood was until one dies, they might have thought differently about life. But then again, there are opportunities just to go on a lovely walk and document the passing show for historians of the future, potentially, who may wish to know what life was like in 2026, documenting everything. Some folks were driving Pontiac Solstices, for example, where 2339, the Wendell Mansions condominiums, folks there, all kinds of embassies around us, and Bloom and Magnolia. See the petals it's shedding, festooning the hedge. Front of this relatively abandoned building. Who, if I remember right, I forget who. Pakistan had it, or one of the countries that was doing business with us was no longer using that building. Beautiful Beaux-Arts kind of architecture. See a lot of that in this neighborhood. Late 19th, early 20th century. Think of it. My location. It's the Embassy of Haiti. Consular section is down the block. Next door, there's some beautiful weeping cherry tree in front of the residence of the Embassy of Chile. The Chilean ambassador gets to live there. A monument to one of their patriots. Across the way, can't really read that flag too well. It's all wrapped up. This is a Egyptian ambassador's residence. And over yonder, the Turkish ambassador's residence. I think I'm going to be crossing in that direction generally. Just a second here. Might not make this a very long passing show. I don't want to totally wear out my battery. Onward. We're making a DC safe and beautiful, so they're doing some cleaning of the statue of Sheridan there. This is Sheridan Circle, embassy of, or the ambassador's residence of South Korea. Not sure which. Philip Jason, Korean American patriot. Monument there for him. Embassy of Latvia, next door to the Turkish ambassador's place, as I mentioned. It's a statue of Kemal Ataturk beneath that flowering tree. Really gorgeous out here today. So that's one reason to shorten the passing show and just remind everyone to be the change you want to see in the world. We're all co-creating the world we live in, one choice at a time. Watching for traffic. I think I got it now. Yep. I'll head down this way. Yeah, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, 1881 to 1938, memorialized there. Think about the lives that people have led. It's worth reading their biographies. Going into as much as you can the primary documentation left behind at the period, which can sort of enlighten us as to how things got to be the way they are. And check out the blossoms on these trees. It's amazing. Beautiful. Life is all this, the product of DNA doing its thing. All these temporary flashes on the surface of eternity on this planet. Temporary though it may be. Let me take one good sized chunk of material coming in from space to end it all in a flash. And we think about that, but do we really understand what it all means? I have my doubts as to how much people really take these matters into account. So now I gotta think about this. I think I'll go down this way and go into Georgetown a little bit. Maybe we'll find our way down into Rock Creek Park. There's definitely a way down off of P Street, a block over. You see the nice trails along there. People can ride their bikes, walk and run. And here you can see the traffic along Rock Creek Parkway, the Rock Creek itself. Some nice black walnut tree back there. In season, provides us with quite a number of walnuts every year. I don't harvest them, but people do. I expect. And this one has sycamore arborvitaes on it. Sycamore is bark, stark and white. The bark peels off in layers. Buffalo Bridge, Q Street. These are Alex for Mr. Proctor, the sculpture, 1913. And I'm going to go down over here while I can. Traffic blocked off here. Again, bulbs coming up. Lots of tulips. And good day to be out walking in DC. along Q Street Northwest, heading into Georgetown, D.C. Just own unincorporated, I think, entity of the District of Columbia. Watch your step along here. A lot of uneven bricks. And how am I doing on power? Down to 80%. So we're gonna cut this short, as I mentioned. Just do walking. Can make better speed without having to hold the camera as steady as possible. Good to have Tina Olive, Philmoni, Heidi Blake. Good to see you again. See James Thesman, Lost Fives 100. Twice over Anna Sharp. And Hull joining. Passing show is just a little bit of who, what, when, and where in Washington, D.C. at the moment. Primary documentation for historians of the future, potentially. Raw journalism. Okay. We'll wrap it up here. Thank you again for joining. I like the hearts. Appreciate that. Be the change you want to see in the world, folks.